What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Mattie Creates. I'm Mattie, and today we're taking 3 simple steps to make any canvas perform and feel better. Here I have 2 canvases from Michaels. One is a level 1 and one is just a bargain canvas that comes in a 3-pack. First thing I noticed right off the back is the bargain one is quite a bit rougher, but they both have extremely loose canvases. So just from touching them here, I can feel how loose the canvas is, and that's pretty common on cheaper canvases and bulk buys. Bargain one has quite a bit thinner canvas. The level 1 is a bit thicker and smoother. Here's a close-up shot of the bargain one. You can see how much texture is in the gesso. That's going to make for a difficult time when trying to do details and applying paint smoothly. So this is just a demonstration of how much plays in the canvas. You can see how much it's bouncing back and forth. Personally, I don't like that. Some people might like a little bit of bounce, but I don't. So how we're going to correct that is taking a bit of just plain water. What you're going to do is pour it directly in the center and then work it around all the edges at least twice. You want to make sure it's completely coated or else it'll buckle in the corner that it's not. After swishing it around, you're going to work it in with your hand. What that's going to do is cause the canvas to shrink and tighten up. Once it dries, it'll remain tight. So right off the bat, it's already tighter. Instantly, it feels better. There's almost no bounce and it's tight like a drum skin. Exactly how I like it. So tip number 1. Wet your canvases. Here's the bargain value one, and what I'm doing is I'm actually pressing on the canvas and making indents. If for some reason something falls on your canvas or it gets dented, don't fret, because doing this step will minimize those and completely get rid of them. So now looking at it, it's completely tight. Those indents are gone. It feels like a drum skin. So with that one simple step, we've already upgraded the canvas. Next step is I have sandpaper, and I'm going to take 150 and 220. I'm going to start with the 150 in a sanding block. Make sure to wear a respirator or do this outside because the dust is not good for your lungs. Now with my sanding block and the sandpaper, I'm going to do very light passes on the canvas. I'm going to go up and down all the way, and then I'm going to go across left to right all the way. And again, I'm not putting much pressure. I'm going extremely light here. I just want to knock back all those grits. Make sure to clean up your area. The less dust, the better. Same thing with the level 1 canvas. I'm just going to go in with the 150 and do passes up and down, left to right. Again, not lots of pressure. I'm just trying to knock back the initial layers. If you have to do some touch-ups with hands, you can do that as well. Say if you miss the corners. After you're done, wipe the dust off with a lightly damp towel. Now comes applying gesso. That's the 3rd step. You can use a roller, a foam brush, or a synthetic soft bristle. Personally, I like the foam roller. It applies it the most even. I use Liquitex Basics gesso, Personally, I think it's just as good as a professional, and it's a lot cheaper. Give it a good shake and apply liberally. Don't skimp out when you're applying the gesso. Now that the gesso is on, I'm just going to roll it around in crosshatch motion until it's spread out evenly. Now that it's spread out, I'm just going to go back and forth, up and down, and just smooth out the gesso that I've applied everywhere, just to make sure it's a nice even coat. For this level 1, I'm going to use the soft synthetic brush just to show you how that works as well. Personally, I would use the foam roller. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to start with a cross-hatching motion just to spread it out evenly everywhere. And once it's spread out, I'm going to go left to right and up and down in long strokes to make sure it's nice and smooth and even. You don't have much working time, so you got to be a little quick. Now I'm going to gesso these canvases about 3 times, at least 3 layers, and you want to dry in between each layer. You'll know it's dry when it's not cold to touch anymore. After your 3rd layer is applied, you're going to want to use a 220 grit, extremely light, just the weight of the sandpaper or your sanding block. You don't want to put any pressure on this. You're just going to work back and forth in a nice even motion. Once you finish sanding, you're going to want to just come back with a damp cloth and wipe everything off again. Here you can see the edge where I didn't sand. You can see how rough it is. This is the bargain canvas. Extremely rough. But if we go to the top of the canvas, you're going to see how smooth it is compared to the sides. That's a complete upgrade and overhaul. This canvas will feel completely different than what you're used to. It's so much smoother and will be so much more easier to paint on. Same thing with the level 1. You're going to see the sides, and you're going to see how much smoother the level 1 is as well. You can see a lot more texture there, a lot more canvas texture. Some people like that, and that's completely fine as well. But if you look at the top, it's way smoother. Now you want to leave a little bit of texture, and that's why you don't want to go too high on the sandpaper, because you don't want the paint to just fall off. It needs a little bit of tooth to be caught. And it's that simple. 3 easy steps to transform any canvas. Try it, you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Mattie out.